Hey guys, it's CNA Small Engine back here, Chris speaking. I got a review of some work that I was doing on a customer's Lawnboy lawnmower. The one I'm talking about right now is another Lawnboy. It's a Silver Series self-propelled lawnmower. My client claimed that she was using her machine and she was leaving sit for maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes out in her yard after she got done cutting the grass, and she'd go and take the bagger off, take the bagger down the hill, then bring it back and put it back on the machine for once she got done emptying out the bagger. And she said that it was hard starting and sometimes it wouldn't start at all for her, so she said the thing would start up okay after about maybe 15, 20 minutes or half an hour, but that was her main complaint right there. So we tested the coil out on her. The coil seemed to be running fine for that. She was missing the primer bulb on top of the gas tank on her. This is a late 90s style machine. And we also did the typical check over the machine, make sure she was getting enough gasoline in there, make sure our spark plug wasn't fouled out. Her spark plug was pretty old in there. She had rolled CJ14 in there, I think it was. And I'll show you exactly what was causing her problems on here right now. I'll give you a review. Her muffler was partially clogged underneath there, and the ports were, I'd say, about 90% clogged. Both ports on the lower side were plugged on there. The third one was mostly clear, but it was starting to get clogging around the outside of it. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here, so you can see how ports clog up on Lawnboys that have the 3-port design on the specific Lawnboys I'm talking about right now. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, here we go. There's the Lawnboy. There's a bottom, I should say, of it. Sorry about that. And here's where your muffler goes. Your mufflers on these things, they have a horseshoe, as I call them right here. It goes around here and it goes up on it. It looks like a horseshoe of a horse has on here. And that's basically your whole muffler baffler system right there for that. And you have bolts that hold that together on there for that as well too. The problem with this design is it has all these little crevices and everything else that can get clogged up, and because of that you can have like restrictions and stuff like that going on there. So it also has a big plate that actually fits over the top of this whole thing, so it's completely covered up. That's why it has these 1, 2, and 3 holes right here. So what you do is you put the rest of the muffler assembly on top of that. Once you get it done cleaning out all these passageways and crevices, basically what I do is I put a carbon remover inside here and spray it all down and let it sit for about maybe 24 to 48 hours after you put the carbon buster on here. Basically what I do is I put a steel product. It's called steel carbon remover. It was designed specifically for steel in their 4-stroke or the 4-mix engines, because they're notoriously built up with carbon all the time, so they can be quite a bitch to decarbonize. And you can see the ports right here. Let me shine it down here a little more for you. See right port number 1 right there, the lower side. Port number 2 in the middle is completely plugged, and the port up in the back is plugged as well too. You can see that right there. So she got 2 out of 3 ports are completely plugged, and the last one, the lower one right there, you can see it right there, is starting to build up around the edges on her, but it hasn't gotten to the point where it's as it is for the other 2 right there as well. So basically we're gonna have to let this thing soak for about 24 to 48 hours with some carbon nut buster on it to try to bust up all that crap. And once you do that, you clean it out and scrape it out. It's going to take probably about an hour and a half to do it properly on it, because I want to do the job thoroughly. I don't want to do some kind of a half-assed, half-baked job on her for that. So you got to clean up all these passageways and anything else you see right there. They have all that scale. I call it scaling on it right there. You can see it. This stuff just like flakes off right here, and you can see it breaking off my fingers right here. See that stuff right there? That's carbon buildup right there. So you gotta clean all that shit out of there for that. So that's what involved in cleaning up some of the baffle plates and everything else underneath these things. Because you want to do the job right the first time. So if the customer decides to take their machine somewhere else and they don't like your service for whatever reason, they can't come back and say you lied to them about cleaning out their lawnmower underneath for a specific problem for that. So that's another thing right there. The lady who previously took her machine to her, his name was George Rensky. He's dead as far as I know now. He died a few years back. And from what I gather, he didn't do too good on her job here. For one thing, he did a couple other underhanded jobs on her machine, I think. I'm not going to go into details because I don't want to be liable for anything like that. But I always have to mention every time I get a job from some other repair shop that does not do a thorough job. So that's basically a review of a detailed about carb cleaning, or not a carb cleaning, exhaust cleaning. Sorry about that. The exhaust ports right there, you can see them completely plugged on the two upper ones, and the lower one is relatively clean, except it's starting to build up on the one side where it mates to the other two right there as well. So if anybody has any questions, comments, whatnot, you can simply email me here or leave a detailed voicemail message, and on my phone if you know my phone number as well too. And I'll try to answer any questions you may have for your outdoor power equipment needs. I'll see you guys.